Hello, friends, compatriots, constituents. It's your bro from another Mo, Ghostradamus, God Emperor 2040, reading to you from the book Alpharius, Head of the HYDRA by Mike Brooks. These are pages 97 through 99. These are the thoughts of Alpharius. The entire novel is written in first person, so everything is written with I, being, of course, since the phrase is I am Alpharius, the entire novel is written from the point of view of Alpharius. I sometimes wonder which of my brothers would have done best had the Emperor's influence not come into their lives. Lorgar would have been lost, I think. I get the impression he knew a greater destiny awaited him, and he would never have been satisfied had it not found him. Of all of us, in fact, I think Lorgar would have benefited most from being the one to land on Terra. We have never been close, but I feel there is a yearning in his soul that could have been filled at a much younger age had he been in my place. Magnus found someone with whom he could speak about the great powers he's capable of wielding, and I don't think he would have been fulfilled in the same way without my father's guidance. In the same vein, Fulgrim might only seem to wish adulation from anyone around him, but I honestly believe it did him good to find a being in the galaxy greater than him. It gave him something to emulate and aspire to when he'd so easily surpassed everyone who'd surrounded him until that point. And of course, without meeting our father, he never would have been able to forge his confusing, yet obviously genuine friendship with Ferris. Guilliman and Dorn, by contrast, were masters of their own realms. Had the Emperor not found them, I'm certain they would have continued ruling their populations efficiently and, insofar as can be judged, justly. In time, either or both of them might well have ventured further than they already had, perhaps creating little imperiums of their own. Angron and Kurz? I'm not certain their lives were greatly improved by my father's arrival, in all honesty. The population of Nostromo have certainly not done well out of it. As for the others, it's hard to look at, say, the Khan or Russ, and think that they needed the Emperor in their lives. They are freer spirits, it might be said. But this does not mean they are fools. Sometimes I wonder if Jagatai views the Imperium more as a means to get him to the stars than anything else. But that is of little concern. After all, any tool is worth using, as long as the wielder maintains control and focus. And we are tools, of that I have no doubt. I do not think many of my brothers realize this fact, but Russ is one who does. He does not like me any more than Rogel does. In fact, I would say considerably less. But I found him next to me at a victory feast once, and we exchanged words. He was drunk, or seemed so. I suspect this was a low ruse on his part, for our very natures allow us to metabolize all but the most potent toxins without harm. However, drunkenness seems more suited to the roaring fur-clad giant that is Russ than it does to the patrician nobility of Guilliman, or the dourness of Perturabo, and some might underestimate him. "What are you supposed to be, then?" he demanded of me. I had not long revealed myself to my brothers, and this was the first time we had spoken. I smiled at him. "I am Alpharius." Russ grunted in response. "I asked what, not who." "I'm not sure I follow," I replied. "I doubt that." He took a gigantic swig from what was effectively a small barrel in his hand, which reeked of the chemical swill Fenrisians called meod. "But if you insist, we are all an aspect of the Allfather, or have a manner in which we serve. He has his castellan, his herald, his siege master, his governor, his—" Here Russ paused and cast a glance over his shoulder at where Magnus stood, some distance away. "Sorcerer," the Wolf King finished, in tones of distinct displeasure. I said nothing. Russ had not listed himself in his speech. There was little doubt what his role was, at least to anyone who had seen the wolves fight. Russ has a fury in battle that is a near match for Angron's, but he possesses a tighter focus. The Wolf King is our father's executioner, I suspect at least one of my departed brothers could have attested to that fact, although I have no evidence to suggest that is the case. Call it a feeling, if you will. So I ask you one more time, Russ said, fixing me with a stare that would have reduced a mortal to a quivering wreck. What are you supposed to be? I smiled at him again. I'm the one that keeps secrets. For a moment, I was not sure how he was going to react. Then his face split into a wide smile that showed his long canines, the only genuine smile I believe I have ever been the cause of for Leman Russ. And he barked a laugh. Ha! Well, in that case, I'm surprised there's only one of you.